Hi, my name is Solomon Omeru, and with me is
Edidion Okonkwo.
And together we're going to be hosting this segment of the Afrocentrist podcast titled Discovery Tuesday.
It's going to be a world of discovery where we'll have fun hanging out together as we bring you insights that will inform and educate you on topical issues bordering on relationship. This will help you discover yourself and enable you make better choices as you go through your unique life experiences.
Coming to you every Tuesday at 4 p.m. GST.
Remember, self-discovery is the first step to true freedom. See you there.
Hello. So good to have you join us today on this particular episode of the Afrocentrist podcast. It's Discovery Tuesday. Oh, it's such a beautiful opportunity to connect with you through this particular medium. How have you been? How has the new year been? Have you been hitting your goals? Are you crushing them? Have you started out, on the things that you said you were going to do? And how has it been, learning and improving and getting better at what you do? I want to say thank you for, taking out time to listen in on our conversation. And I'm sure you've picked a thing or two in the past episode. This is Discovery Tuesday. All we do here is bring you information and things that will spur you up and help you accomplish your goals and make the best use of your relationships. And on this particular episode today, we're going to be talking about singleness and the myth about it. Is it actually a gift? Is there anything to profit from this particular stage in life? And it's such an interesting conversation, that we've had over the few episodes, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy and get something or two. So with me, as usual, it's my co-presenter, Solomon Omerio. Solomon, how are you doing?
Hey, Edidion, I'm doing great. Yeah, I want to talk about singleness. Yeah, I realize this is a topic most people don't like. They don't want to talk about being single.
Yeah, especially if they have a desire to get married, because some people don't have a problem with being single. I mean, it's their decision. They want to. I mean, they can't just imagine the drama that comes with being married. So, they're fine. They're fine. But for those who really want to give, who want to be granted the opportunity of being married, singleness can be like a phase that they really, really don't enjoy. But today we're here to say that there's a whole lot of goodness that comes with this particular phase in life. Yeah,
that's very true. There's no one that is bad or good. It's just different phases in life, and
sure.
Different choices. It could be like probably you want to be single for the rest of your life. That's still not bad as long as you're happy with it. And if you're single and you intend getting married, there are two phases here. So you just have to optimize both phases. Because, you can be single today, and then once you're married, you lose that privilege of being single. There are a lot of things you can accomplish as a single person. Yeah. And I'm saying that I've been married for 3 minutes. And by 3 minutes, I mean like 3 years. And I know there are a lot of things I could do while I was single. A lot of things I could just hop on, easily do them. But now it's challenging. But yet, there are a lot of other advantages I've been able to achieve because I'm married. So the truth is, these are two phases of life. The single phase is one part of it that gives you enormous chances to do a lot of things. Gives you this enormous amount of capability to achieve a lot. And then the marriage phase is another phase that gives you its own chances or opportunities, but then it's just not the same.
Exactly.
Some people say you can't eat your cake and have it, so it's more like So I don't even know if that's the right word to use, but actually there's no cake here involved. But it's more like being single gives you its own opportunities, and being married gives you its own opportunities. So we want to see how to use those opportunities to the maximum while
Yeah.
you're in that phase.
Okay. Yeah. Most people also consider that singleness, for us, we want to see singleness as a gift. Now,
Yeah, it is.
being a gift, it isn't actually a superpower as it were in the word gift, but it's actually an opportunity, for those who currently have this gift, like we said, whether you think you have it for life or you think it's something that will be exchanged at some point for the gift of marriage. It's important that we receive what we have been given and embrace the opportunity that it brings. According to a study by the Journal of International Association for Relationship Research, researchers found out that compared to their married counterparts, single men and women, they have higher levels of depression, anxiety, mood disorders, adjustment problems, suicidal behaviors and thoughts, and other psychological distress. And it's important, and we're here to actually say that it ought not to be so. It ought not to be so. The most important thing is that as long as you're happy and you have a fulfilling life, you don't need to stress too much about your relationship status. While science may tell us that being single isn't good for us, but stress actually isn't good for anybody. Stress isn't good for anybody. So because there's a lot of stress that comes with being married too. So the most important thing is how to maximize the situation or the stage where you find yourself, because there's always merit to there's always merit to whether you are married or whether you're single, because marriage is a lot. Let's say it as it is. It's a lot of sacrifice. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
That's the truth. It's a lot of hard work, and there's a whole lot of commitment you have to put to it. And most times people just jump in the bandwagon of being married without considering if they are willing and they are able and they are in a position to be able to put in that work, because it's kind of hard work. So singleness
is correct. Yeah, it's correct. And I think it's the way, I think it's more about the way culture puts it. It's more about the society today. Most people spend their singlehood being obsessed with getting into a relationship or having a partner.
Exactly, and that's the problem. They are not recognizing the phase that they are in and maximizing it. That's the problem. That's the reason why they are depressed. That's the reason why they are having mood disorders. That's the reason why they are having suicidal behaviors and thoughts. That's the reason.
Recently you can see a girl of 12 years or 13 years telling you about an ex. And I go like, yo, you have an ex? At that age, I was still trying to figure out why the moon is chasing me. So I think society has made it feel like everyone has to be in a romantic relationship.
Yeah, there must be some coupling around, the coupling around the whole place. Yeah, I get you. So really, singleness affords you the opportunity to know if it's marriage is a venture you want to embark on, if it's something you really want to do, because there's a whole lot. And it's important that we talk about the merits that comes with this phase, this particular season of your life. One of the things that stands out for me is the gift. I call it a gift of undivided focus. What? I was just discussing with Solomon before we started shooting, that I have to take permission from, because I'm at home. This is weekend for us here in Nigeria, and I'll take permission for my kids to just give me, to stay in their rooms and be quiet, to be able to shoot this. But if I were to be single, I would just, do my thing when I want to do it, how I want to do it, where I want to do it. So that's one of the things that you can see as a merit, as an advantage of being single. That opportunity to explore life at your own terms.
I like the way you put it. I like the phrase. Yeah, exploring life at your own terms. You don't have to get permission. You don't have to
Yeah,
check
you don't have to
in.
consider too much.
Oh man, now you get me thinking. I'm joking.
Well, you are hooked for life, so don't no other thinking. Just be thinking straight, okay? Just be going ahead. All right. So
Yeah,
it's a time. So one of them is a time to enjoy yourself, explore life, travel around. It's such a powerful opportunity that it affords you. To build a career, to chase your goals, to gain knowledge, develop your giftings, discover yourself. Man, you are such a big, you are such a big deal. That's what they call a university. University, like study yourself, find out who you are. What are the things that makes you tick? What are the things that excite you? It's such a, the truth about the matter is that if you discover yourself to a very large extent, it will help you know who to settle with.
yeah, that's true. Very true. You know that's the big challenge most relationship have. A lot of
Mm,
people literally are trying to find themselves while they're in a relationship. It's difficult because at this point you're doing a double job. You're trying to
yeah,
understand your partner while trying to get to know yourself as well. So there is
yeah,
this struggle in between. You don't know if you're truly manifesting yourself or you're
exactly.
copying the person's character or nature. But when you spend your singlehood understanding yourself, figuring out your life, when things change, when you get into a relationship, you can differentiate what is happening to you before you get into that relationship or after the
Sure.
relationship. You can tell who your authentic self
Ooh,
is rather than
beautiful,
getting
beautiful.
lost and being confused about what is happening.
Exactly. That is such a powerful one. Yeah, knowing yourself, discovering yourself, your talents, your abilities, know your identity. Have a good self identity. Yeah, it's such because most people who are in a relationship, they end up doing living for the other person and they lose themselves in the process. After a while, they become bitter. After a while, they become, you know, dissatisfied with life because they're like, this is not what I bargained for. But is this really, without knowing what you bargain for, anything that comes, you hop at it and you accept it. So they find out that I made a mistake. You hear people say I made a mistake. Irreconcilable differences is one of the leading causes of divorce. If you had discovered who you really are and then what you can live with and what you want in life, you would not be with somebody that you later discover that no, this is not the person I want to spend the rest of my life. So that's one of it. So Solomon, what other merits do you think come to this process?
Yeah, another merit I think is very important while you're single is being able to learn skills. Like you were
Mm,
talking about having time. As a single
mm,
person, most things just revolve around you. You want to go out,
sure.
that's on you. You want to do that. I know there could be some restrictions from parents if you're still living with a
Mm,
parent, but then
mm,
it's different than being married. Once you're
mm,
married, you're not just responsible for yourself alone. You're responsible for your spouse. Like you have to
mm,
let them know where you're going. And in the case where you
mm,
start having kids, the load increases, the restriction increases.
mm,
But when you're single, you have all the time to learn
mm,
skills, try things. You have that
mm,
leverage to fail and come out again and keep trying.
sure.
You have the chance to go and try anything you want to do. Learn amazing
Yeah.
skills that will help you in life. Try a business if that's what you want to do. You could learn a piano.
Mm.
And I'm not saying these things are not possible as a married person. It is
Oh, sure.
possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Mm-hmm.
possible. But then the struggle is different. Once you're single, you have more time. You have
Mm-hmm.
nothing much is at stake. For example, if you're single and you lose money in business, you pick yourself up, go through it again. But once you're married, any money going out there, if you're having a healthy relationship, I think your spouse ought to know about it.
Sure,
So
sure,
at this
sure.
point, you need to get consent and all of that. But as a single person, you go all out. There's a mistake, you pick yourself up again, you keep going. Nothing much is at stake. So it's
Sure.
very
Sure.
important that if you spend the singlehood learning new things, exploring things, trying things that could help you in life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually think that's a powerful point. Taking risks. It's easier for you to take risks when you are single because you know that you don't have school fees to pay. You don't have there are no people depending on you for their daily living. You can actually choose investments you want to venture in. You can venture into different investments and all that and try them and find out the one that is profitable. Because most people that are married, they are risk averse because there's so many considerations to think about, to consider. There's so many considerations to be made before you take risks, before you invest that money that we have been saving for years, But when
You can't imagine. Talking about risk, it's not just financially, it's on every
Yes.
ground. A
Yes.
couple of years ago, I think about a year ago, I started noticing some things that were funny. Usually, when I was a bit younger than this, I think 5-6 years ago, there are some kind of things I could do, like backflip rather, and then all of those jumping and everything. There are some games I could just go do, some risky stuff. But a year
Yeah.
ago, I noticed I'm just scared of doing them. Not really scared, but like I'm very
Yeah.
careful, extra careful. I'm like, oh no, I don't want to break
You're a
this part of my
daddy.
body. So the older you get, the more you're very careful. You're scared of taking risks.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
it's good once you're young and single, you have this amount of freedom to take as much
Yeah.
risk as you want.
That's also a very important point there, taking risks. Then also another merit is building healthy and meaningful relationships. The challenge some couples have, it's that their world just revolves around their partner. They don't have time to hang out with the boys. You don't have time to hang out with the ladies, to go on the ladies, because their partner is everything for them. That's the reason why most times people feel that they're overbearing. You're always in my face, you're always putting your nose in all I do. When they turn around, they can't hang out without their partners. They are just that's a very good. Let us get it straight. It's actually good to have your partner as your best friend, but also you need to have other relationships.
Friends. Yeah.
That your other friends that you have built, people that you can always call, if you need a particular thing or so. Because most times when people are in relationship, they don't have any other person they can call on. They don't have any other person they can hang out with. There's no other person they can even take ideas for, opinions from. It's all about their partner. So when their partner is limited in a particular area, they suffer a lot because there's nothing else they can do. So it's important that you build relationship, have a mentor, have somebody in your life that your partner tomorrow would be able to call in case your head is going, you're losing some notes and you're acting in some ways. If you have a mentor, it kind of helps you to know that if I go beyond this, she will call my mentor. You understand? Or if I go beyond this, if he would call my pastor or my mentor, something. So have a relationship, a mentoring relationship. Why? Because the merit of, you can have a mentor even when you're married, actually. But what mentors do for you is that they help you, straighten out the curves in your life and help you accomplish more in less time because they've been where you're going to. And they can also help you in your choice too, when you're having to make a choice. So help you to set your life in a tone, in a direction, so that when you're married, you already know what you're up and about. So it's very important. Have business partners, people that you can do ventures with, people that you have built relationship with, that they know that loyalty is something that they can always get from you. If you don't have time to build such relationships, when you're married, you might have a problem getting into a partnership, because most partnerships is not with your spouse that you get into that such partnership.
The truth is, a lot of people are just obsessed with marriage. They want every single relationship to lead into marriage. It doesn't work that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
You say hi to your lady and she goes like, oh, is it the one? every man doesn't have to be the one you want to get married to be friends with a person. Yeah, that's true. Because there are a lot of things you learn from friendship.
Mm,
You could learn to know how to deal with a guy, learn how
sure.
guys think. Most of the
Exactly.
people who do well in marriage, there were the people who had male friends. I'm not talking about romantic male friends. I'm talking about just normal male friends. They
Yes.
give you an idea of how the other um sex
The
think.
other sex, yeah,
Yeah, how the
thinks.
other sex
Exactly.
think and how
Exactly.
they analyze
Yeah.
issues. So all of these
Mm-hmm.
things give you hints. You don't just
Mm-hmm.
go into everything, say, "Oh, is he the one? No, he's not the one." Go, no, is she the one? No, no. People
I still.
spend a lot of time just trying to catch the one, but you
uh,
could be free with people, make friends, go through life with the opposite sex without having anything involved. It gives you a lot of exposure, and it also
sure.
helps you build your social life. One
Mm-hmm.
other
Yeah.
problem people have in marriage is they've been single for so long that when they get
Mm-hmm.
married, it's hard to adjust. No, I can't
Yeah.
share this. No, we can't do this. No, it's mine.
Yeah.
I think we should talk about that next week, how to transition from singlehood to marriage. I think we
Oh,
should,
that's.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because that's one of the issues people have. They've spent their life just waiting for him or nobody, and they're
Mm-hmm.
just alone. So there's this thing it
Mm-hmm.
does to their social life. When they
Mm-hmm.
become married, they start going through the phase of trying to adapt. They go like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, he's too much. He's in my personal space." That's how it should
Mm-hmm.
be. But the only challenge here is that they've been alone for too long, that now they're struggling to be able to relate to people. So having other relationships is very important. Friends,
Exactly.
colleagues, mentors, business partners, get involved with other people, understand, because we learn from each other every day. So it's very
Yeah.
essential. Another way to
You know,
spend your singlehood is traveling the world,
mm-hmm.
visiting places. And it may not necessarily be taking expensive vacations. It could be visiting places around you, getting exposures. One of the
Mm-hmm.
things I realized traveling does is it helps you understand how the world works. You meet with people
Exactly.
from other part of the world. You meet with different cultures. Understand how things are. There's a popular saying I used to hear while growing up. They say someone who has not gone to another person's farmland thinks his is the biggest.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. So there are a lot of things I used to think are right or are just exactly how it should be before I traveled out of Nigeria. There's some things I was
Mhm.
thinking, oh, it has to be like this. There is no other way it should be. And then by the time I started traveling, I realized that there are different angles or there are different perspectives to life. And as a single person, you need that understanding because it helps you go through life. It shapes your understanding about life and people.
Exactly, exactly. To add to that, it's also an opportunity for you to give yourself to a worthy cause, like volunteering, going for mission, going for field trips, kind of opportunities you can harness when you're single. If I know you can still do that when you're married, but volunteering for a worthy cause, like go beyond yourself. Think about how to volunteer for mission outreach, volunteer for some very good projects that could be a blessing to others. So being single gives you that opportunity. So you may consider that what is it that I can do with this stage of my life? If you feel you have a lot of time in your hands, what organization can I volunteer with? WHO. There are a whole lot of organizations that you can partner with, and give yourself to a worthy cause. It's also a very good time to do that.
Yeah, that's true. All of these things really helps a lot. They help you grow as a person. They help you understand how life works. So yeah, we would also like to hear from you guys. what you think is important to be done while one is single.
Yeah,
So please,
exactly.
we want to hear your reviews. We want to hear your comments. We want to hear what you have to add to them. Thank you for those ones who have been giving us the reviews. And we also like to hear what you want us to talk about in future
Sure.
episodes. Yeah. So just
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
follow us on Instagram at the Afrocentrist Podcast, or you can follow myself at Dr. SN Omero or Edidiong at Edidiong Okonkwo on Instagram. Then just
Exactly.
would like to hear more from you. We enjoy hearing from you. Tell us what you want us to talk about, and I'll be glad to share it.
Exactly. So until we come your way again, I want you to understand that singlehood can be a gift.